I've got a bit of a dilemma. Exactly 1 year ago today was when we took ownership of the Toyota 5th Gen 4Runner TRD Off-Road that is currently sitting in my driveway. And one of the very first mods that I did to that 4Runner was figure out some sort of phone mounting solution for it. Just like all of us, we need a place to put our phones when we're driving. And when it comes to phone mounting, there is a barrage of endless options out there. I mean, you got ones that can clamp into your air vents. There's some that suction cups to your windshield. There's some that you drop into the cup holders, and they work fine. They hold your phone, except that I knew I needed a system that would grow later on. I wanted a system where I can add another phone holder for the passenger side. I wanted to be able to mount a GoPro. I wanted to be able to mount an iPad because we used the iPad for Gaia and going off-road. Unfortunately, when it came to Toyotas, there weren't that many options out there that I was truly really happy with. Like with the Jeep, I have the Vector off-road dock, and it allows you to put mounts throughout the entire dock, makes it really easy. But when it came to the 4Runner, they didn't have something like that. I wish they had something like that because that Vector off-road dock is sick. And I know why they can't make that for other vehicles. They just don't have the same mounting areas the way that the Jeep has, where you have the 3 bolts near the windshield and you mount the Vector off-road dock to that. So I had to go look elsewhere. Now at the time, the product that seemed to be really hot that I saw in almost every YouTube video when it came to Toyotas was the ram rail made by Ram Mounts. And the ram rail is great. It's basically a rail system that you put on the dash, and on that you could slide in some 1-inch ball mounts, and on those ball mounts you could put in some arms and some phone holders and iPad holders and a whole bunch of stuff. So I went with that system. Took the ram rail and drilled right into the dash of the 4Runner. Seriously, one of the worst decisions I could make. Like, why would anybody drill into the dash like that? Stupid, Asia, stupid. Now, despite the fact that I made the worst decision of my life by drilling into that dash, I actually don't regret it because the ram rail has worked out really great. It's a modular system that allows you to mount a whole bunch of stuff to it. The only thing I didn't like were the ram arms and the ram phone holders. This is one of them right here. And as you can see, this is the ball mount. Slides into the ram rail and you tighten down the ball. And then you put whatever arms and holders you want on it. This is their X-Grip universal phone holder. And neither I nor my wife like this very much. I don't like this. Like, in order for you to put your phone, you kind of have to maneuver this, get your phone in there, and then kind of twist it around. Like, it just was not a good thing. Now at the time, while I was rocking ram mounts in the 4Runner, I was rocking 67 design stuff in the Jeep, and I just love their arms and holders a lot more. I mean, it just feels a lot more rigid, and also the holders, so easy. Just slide your phone in and it comes right out. You don't have to finagle with these 4 different arms. I mean, this is about as simple as it can get, and it grips really well. Only problem is, how was I going to get this in the 4Runner with a RAM system in there? And then 67 Designs came out with the RAM adapter. It basically allows you to use their arms, their phone holders, and attach it directly to those RAM balls. And that has worked out so great for us because now I'm able to use the 67 Design holders in the 4Runner. But herein comes the dilemma, because about a month ago, 67 Designs hit me up and said, would you like to try our newest product, which is basically our own RAM rails, and they're made specifically for different vehicles. And this one was made for the 4Runner. So now this is going to be an awesome setup, except I still have the ram rail attached to the dash, which might look unsightly. But I would rather go with this because this was made specifically for the 4Runner. So I'm really excited to install it. I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with the ram mount that I still have on there. But I'll show you that in a little bit. Let's go through the stuff they sent me and see what I got. All right, so what was in the box? First and foremost, stickers. Gotta love stickers. This is definitely going on the 4Runner. Awesome. Then they sent me 2 ball mounts. This is the ball mounts that basically will attach to the rails. I got one here, another one here. I'm guessing one for each phone. And then I also have the tightening tool that they send you with all of their kits so that you can really tighten down those arms. Now over in this box, really light. I know what's in here. This is the Mag Mount G3 plates. These are the plates that you put on the back of your phone case that will allow you to attach your phone to the Mag Mount G3. Now, when I first got this, I knew what this was. This would go right into the back of the phone and it will attach to the Mag Mount G3 perfectly. But then I wondered why they sent me these eyebrow looking things. I'm like, what the hell is that for? And I realized why. It's because if you put it on the back of your phone this way, this still allows you for wireless charging. Basically, the magnetic charger that you get with Apple will fit right in here, and then this will still allow you to attach this directly to the MagMount G3. So I like this setup a lot because you're not losing your wireless charging capabilities. In this box, a little bit heavier, one of the arms. This is the Nano. It's very, very short, very small. There is no carbon fiber middle arm for it. It's just your two female ends put together, and you don't really need something this long because this rail pretty much is already outwards. So then when you put this on, you don't need an arm that's even longer. This should hold the phone a lot better too, because you're not going to get a lot of spin on this with having an arm in the middle. So that's great. So if that's the arm, I can only guess this is probably, yep. And here is the MagMount G3. Also comes with its own plate if you want to use that plate, but I'm going to use the upgraded plates that they sent me. And I love the MagMount G3. I was so skeptical about this kind of holder because all the times that I've seen the magnetic kind, they will always fall, especially if you're hitting the trail. But I have this on the Jeep, and we have taken it out in the trail, and it has been a champ, and I know it's not gonna fall off. It's gonna be a lot easier for my wife too to just plop her phone right on there without having to worry about moving some arms or getting a clamp going. It just sticks right on. So that just tells me that this is the rail itself. This is the newest thing that they have come out with, and I am very, very excited. I've not seen how this thing looks like yet, so let's find out. Looks like we got our hardware. We got a couple of Allen keys, we got some bolts, we got some nuts, and we got some washers. So much suspense. Everything is wrapped up. That is nice. Has a little logo on here, 67 design logo, series 85, and then you got the two places where you put your bolts in, and then right in the middle, there you go. Take an Allen key, tighten it up at the top. They did send me two, so I'll be able to tighten both of these here, and then I'll have a mount for each phone. Now, they only sent me one arm, but that's because I already have a ton of other arms that's already in the 4Runner that we're gonna utilize as well. So we'll get working on that and see how this all turns out. Okay, so here's the system that I have going on in the 4Runner right now. Here is the RAM rail I was talking about earlier. Now that RAM rail is drilled right into this dash in about 12 different spots. I know. I wish the 67 Designs came out with the system way before I did this whole RAM rail situation, because I would rather have the 67 Design set up. But now that I have this, and removing that is going to reveal some really unsightly holes, I'm probably just going to keep this system going on. Now, on that rail, I have about 4 RAM ball mounts. Those ball mounts are 1-inch ball mounts, and attached to those ball mounts are the 67 Design arms. Now, the way 67 Designs did their arms for this kind of a setup, on one end you have the 20mm ball clamp, which is what they basically use throughout their entire system. But on the other end is their RAM adapter, which allows you to put their arms on the RAM 1-inch ball mounts. Now, here is the new 67 Designs rail, and this was made specifically for the 4Runner in that it basically fits right on top of this dash right here perfectly. It's sized exactly to the length of this. However, if you have something that is pretty much the same length, this should be able to cover it because it is pretty universal. I mean, there's nothing really specific about this that will mold to the 4Runner like perfectly. It just goes right there. So if you have something that's about that length, you can still use this as well. I'll give you the dimensions for this a little bit later. Now, with that sitting there, the only downside that I see is that now it covers up the clock that's in there. But a lot of the systems that are made for 4Runners anyway, it sort of covers up that clock too. I don't know if that's a big deal to you. It's not that big deal to us because we really don't use that clock anyway. We pretty much use the clock that's on our phone. But that's going to basically go right up here. And then I'm going to keep this RAM system going on as well because I don't want to remove that rail and reveal all the unsightly holes that it made. So I'm going to keep the RAM rail going, and I'll use that for the GoPro, which is right there, and then I'm going to use that for the iPad mount, which is right there. I have an arm that extends out here that holds the iPad right around this area. And then I'm going to shorten these arms because you don't need long arms for this area anymore. With this sitting right here, you only need just a little bit to come kind of out to here. You don't need it to go all the way back like that. So I'm going to shorten both of these arms, and then this new system will hold our phones, and then the RAM rail That'll continue to stay up there for all the other accessories that I have. So let's remove this dash and get this thing installed. So the first order of business was to remove the two phone mounts and arms that will be transferred to the new rail. Plus, getting it out of the way will just make the install much easier. Next, I have to remove the bottom dash console to access the bolts holding the top dash console in place. It's easy to remove, just press in on the side or use a trim removal tool and it will pop right out. With the bottom console removed, you can now take a 10mm socket to remove the 4 bolts holding the stereo and the top console trim. You can unplug the wires in the back and work on it outside of the vehicle, but I felt it would be easier to just work on it directly without unplugging a bunch of stuff. With the top console pulled out, I used painter's tape to mark where I'll be drilling the holes. Once they've been drilled out, I can now install the rail one side at a time, and once it's in place, tighten it down. From there, just put the consoles back in the opposite order you removed it, and you're done. Here I'm just taking the parts from my other arms and removing the RAM adapter end of it that attaches to the 1-inch RAM ball mounts, because these will now be mounted onto the 67 Design's 20mm ball mount. I also don't need the arms to be as long as they are anymore. Great thing about the 67 Design system is that they're super modular, so you can mix and match the clamps and arms to suit your needs. Now we just slide in those 20mm ball mounts onto the rail and then attach the arms to them, and the install is complete. Is it weird to have like 2 rail systems going on in the 4Runner right now? It feels like it's really weird that I have 2 rail systems going on in the 4Runner right now. But you know what? It's not really as bad looking as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to look way worse, but I actually sort of kind of like it. Now, disclaimer, if I had to do it all over again, would I have gotten the RAM rail and drilled into my dash the way I did? No, I probably would not have, but hey, I kind of blame 67 Designs for this, that you didn't come out with this sooner. I mean, you should have checked with me. Right? But all jokes aside, I am so glad they did create a system like this, because I think it's clean, I think it looks really nice, and it allows you so many mounting options for the 4Runner. You know, I really like the vector dock that's on the Jeep, because it allows me to put all my accessories all in different places wherever I want along that rail, and they don't have a system like that for the 4Runner, and having a system that can somewhat do that, where you have a long enough rail to add about 3-4 different accessories to it, I think that's a win. Now the install could not have been any easier. When it comes to the 5th gen 4Runners, the dash comes out pretty easily. You just got to pop the bottom one out first, and how you do that is just grab it from the sides and pull, and that'll pop right out. Once you got that popped out, then you just got to remove the 4 bolts that's underneath the top dash piece, and that'll allow you to remove the top dash piece altogether. You don't even need to unplug any of the wires back there. All you're really needing to do is pulling it out so that you can drill some holes and then get the bolts and then the nuts underneath. That was the hardest part, actually, getting those nuts under there, because once I drilled out the holes, underneath that dash piece, there are some plastic ridges or tabs, and it wouldn't allow me to get the bolt in there. So I took a pair of pliers and kind of just popped some of those plastic tabs out. You'll see what I mean when you pop it out, where it's going to get in the way of those bolts. Once you pop those things out, you'll be able to get the bolt through and then get the nut underneath, and then you're good to go. After that's on there and it's on tight, that thing's not moving. That thing is secure, and I like that. And I'm not really putting a lot of weight on it anyway. But I'm glad to have the system now, because I didn't want to have to use RAM adapters and different kind of adapters to make it work for whatever setup I have. If you don't have a system set up yet in your rig and you want to get something for the 4Runner, this is a great thing to do without having to go into the RAM territory. You can just stick with 67 Designs all throughout, from the rails to the mounts to the arms to whatever holder you're trying to get, and you're gonna have yourself a great setup. But for us, unfortunately, we're gonna have to run with this 2 rail system, one from 67 Designs and one from RAM Mounts, because if I remove that RAM rail, that's just going to reveal some really unsightly holes. I don't have many regrets in life, but drilling into the dash was definitely one of them. But I do hope you enjoyed the video. I'm not going to get into the details about the other products like the arms and the holders because I did that already. I did a full breakdown on the arms and the holders and all the other mounts that they have in the very first video I made for 67 Designs when I installed all their stuff in the Jeep. If you are interested in watching that, I'll leave a link in the description below as well as at the end of this video. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and also consider supporting us on Patreon so we can continue to make more content like this. And as always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Baptism Overland. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time. Alright, so real quick, while I was installing the rail, I was stepping up on the seat and my foot accidentally stepped on this and popped this whole thing out. And now this does not work in inflating the seat. Anybody know if I could fix that or if it's something that I got to take into Toyota? I really don't want to have to do that because they're going to charge me an arm and a leg. But if anybody knows how to fix this module here and replace it, that would be awesome. Leave it in the comments below.